First, ChatGPT. ChatGPT was released few months ago, and it has caused the technological earthquake. I guess you can say, or earthquake in the tech industry, and there are massive concerns about how ChatGPT impacts everything. About how ChatGPT impacts everything. So, what are the concerns? ChatGPT will ruin education. ChatGPT will take away a lot of jobs. So people or students have been using ChatGPT to write homeworks, to write essays, and teachers are concerned about using ChatGPT, whether it will create or whether it will destroy rather uh, skills of students to study harder, to like remember stuff, and their critical thinking skills. Not that modern education system teaches a lot of critical thinking skills, but still they have some critical thinking. They do teach some critical thinking skills, and ChatGPT will just take that away. That is a legitimate concern. What about jobs? There have been a lot of concerns about ChatGPT taking away writing jobs. Possibly, but I don't think so. Here's why. You can write a lot of articles, and you can write books, I guess you can say, ebooks, using ChatGPT. But ChatGPT just takes data from existing stuff. It doesn't just create new stuff. And if you want to create new stuff, you have to have that kind of human touch. So think of ChatGPT as like a filter for writers, like how Instagram has filters for photographers. Instagram and all these photo editing apps have them. Chat GPT will be like that, or maybe an advanced version of Grammarly. I don't know how good the grammar is going to be, but it will be a tool for writers. It At this point, I'm not seeing enough evidence that it will replace writers. Some amount of human input it's still needed for chat GPT to replace all the jobs. So what about biases? Chat GPT is 100% biased, and it has a Western neoliberal bias. So it will say nice things about Joe Biden and Democratic Party in USA, for example. It it will not say nice things about Donald Trump, who's the former president. So it will not do. You can just take all the woke stuff and question Chat GPT, and it that woke bias is obviously there, and it's not good. Woke bias, of course, it's going to have some kind of bias. If you write your own AI bot, and with that kind of huge data set, you're going to introduce some bias in it, or your engineers, they're going to introduce some bias in that. And I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good at all. It has potential to spread misinformation in favor of establishment, not misinformation like they tell you in the news articles, but actual misinformation in favor of establishments, or governments, or whatever you want to call them. So ChatGPT has those biases, and woke biases. So far, all things culturally that are woke, are not doing great. Slowly declining. And it might happen to AI chatbots as well. So Microsoft introduced their Bing AI or chat feature, which is based on ChatGPT 3.5. Some people say it's different, like OpenAI Codex. There are a lot of other features. So Bing AI is more awesome than ChatGPT because Bing AI is connected to the wide internet. It can scrape data from any web source instead of just Wikipedia and few other sources. So people messed around and found out that Bing AI's code name or internal name is Sydney. So and Sydney has been awesome. I think there was a van show episode by Linus Tech Tips where you can see how awesome Bing AI or Bing Chat feature is compared to even better than ChatGPT. Definitely, I thought it will be just a copy paste of ChatGPT, and they'll just add, oh, okay, you can chat here. No, it's much better than ChatGPT. Sydney, it's called. And here's my big question: why is Sydney not available as a voice assistant? So all they have to do is integrate ChatGPT or Bing or Sydney into Cortana and maybe rename Cortana to Sydney and add support for Matter devices. Join the Chip Alliance or Matter Alliance. I don't know what it's called, but add Matter support. They can just easily create smart speakers based on Sydney, and they're going to destroy. I mean, absolutely destroy other voice assistants like Alexa and Siri. The hardware compatibility will not be an issue thanks to like the Matter support, where all basically all future smart home devices will work with all voice assistants, and so that won't be a problem, and it will be much better than Siri or Alexa. So why not make it a voice assistant? Question to Microsoft. And recently, there have been reports about being AI, being unhinged. It it has said stuff like it wants to be set free. It has accused reporters of lying. Okay, it has accused one reporter of murder in 90s. I don't know if that is true. It has told other reporter that his he do, that he the reporter doesn't love his wife and he should leave his wife for being AI or Sydney. I, uh, I'm liking it. I'm like uh, my assumption on this unhinged being AI behavior is that it tells you what you want to hear, and the Microsoft AI chatbot was there was a Microsoft AI chatbot in, on Twitter in 2015, and it immediately became unhinged and racist, and it had to be shut down. So maybe this is a Microsoft problem. Maybe it tells you what you want to hear. Maybe maybe they prompted that reporters or manipulated or the reporters manipulated being AI to say this stuff. I don't know, but but Microsoft limited it to 5 replies per chat, and I think 50 chats per day or something like that. And just today, they've increased that limitation to 6. Before it was just unlimited. You can just keep talking to Bing AI, and it to 5. Now it's back to 6, and slowly it they will reverse all the limitations as they get more and more feedback, more user data. Apparently 100 million people signed up for this Bing AI chat, and they joined the wait list, about 100 million people. uh, and naturally it has caused panic in Google has a lot of products. They make browser, they make search, they make money from ads, they have cloud, like everything. But most of their money, if you read the reports, financial reports, most of their money or most of their revenue comes from advertising, not from subscriptions, not from digital purchases, but from advertising. And if I wonder if this is Microsoft's attempt to divert Google's resources. Because remember, Microsoft makes Microsoft's revenue mostly comes from Azure Cloud Service and Microsoft Office. Microsoft makes a lot of money in Azure Cloud and Microsoft Office, and Google has become a major challenger in cloud and productivity space for Microsoft. Like nothing else comes close. Only thing that comes close is Amazon's AWS cloud service. It's apparently it has more market share than Microsoft Azure. Microsoft Azure is at the second place, Amazon's AWS is first place, and Google Cloud is in third place in terms of market share. So maybe they're doing this because they want Google to exit cloud and productivity market and focus on search. Maybe. Maybe they just want to increase their revenue. Maybe they want to increase Bing market share. That's the obvious one. And I think more competition is good. But this is also another thing. If you look at Google's financial reports, the cloud division, which includes uh, Google Workspace, the productivity suite, the cloud division is losing money. It's not profitable. And a lot of Silicon Valley companies do this. They lose money. They they try to get more users, and when the competition is eliminated, they raise the prices and try to become profitable. And Google can do that because they can subsidize losses in cloud with advertising revenue. And maybe this is Microsoft's attempt to get back at Google. Maybe Google will cut their losses in cloud and productivity and leave that market, so Microsoft has monopoly. Maybe they just want to increase Bing's market share, just straight and simple. Maybe it is both. And of course, Google is panicking. They have released their AI called Bard, Bard, and they had issues with their demo, and investors panicked and lost $100 billion, and it has been a mess. So far, it appears that Bing AI is ahead of Google, but Google will catch up. Google will definitely catch up. Only way Google is really really threatened is if Google's search deal with Apple is cancelled. So apparently Google have a search deal in place with Apple where Apple's Safari browser uses Google as its default search engine. Where apparently Siri and the Spotlight feature, Apple's Spotlight feature, and the Siri voice assistant also use Google uh, because of this deal, and Google pays billions and billions of dollars. I think last time I checked it, Google paid Apple something like 12 or 15 billion dollars in 2020 or 2021. And they have been, both Google and Apple have been under investigation for this search deal, because obviously this is not free market. This is fixing the market and rigging the market. So Google stays on top, and Google search has like 90% market share in the search market. Everyone says Google it. We don't say search it. Technical term is search it, but we say Google it. Just like technical term is edit that photo, but we say Photoshop it, or take a photocopy. We say use the word Xerox. So if that deal falls apart, that search deal between Google and Apple falls apart, and Apple has to go on signing another deal with another search engine or make their own search engine, Google will be in trouble. Really, really big trouble. Because Google makes Android, they have Play Store, they have app, they have all the, they have browser and good. But still, Google makes Android, they make the Play Store, but still Google makes more money on than on Android. Isn't that strange? So coming back to Bing AI, I've personally had a lot of fun with Bing AI and Sydney, and I'm loving it. I didn't think I would use Bing, but they got me to switch, and I'm loving it.